Today on the Dirt Bike Track, we learned that the best place to pick up hotties isn't the local grocery store, book clubs, the seat next to you during a course on diarrhea prevention at the free clinic, online forums dedicated to the front bottoms, local jack shacks like Banana Video, or at the library when you meet cute from other sides of the aisle as she pulls out Infinite Jest and you grab Joseph Barbera's My Life in Tunes for the 20th time, locking eyes forevermore. No, the best place to find the hottest of hotties your city has to offer is at the university's mummification ward. So get that champagne popped, light the electric candles to prevent fires from the embalmed soaked rags around that ancient pharaoh's fun bags, and pray to the sun gods above that these mummies aren't willing to kill kids for their employer. Or maybe not. Some kids deserve to die, right? Like the ones who up schools, are factual for real the Antichrist, or ones who simply provide false information to Japanese police. But on the subject of kids who should have died minimum 8 months before birth, my name's James.
Wow.
And this is a Mostly Speaking Spider-Man. Like I said, my name is James, and I'm not dying, okay? I'm just getting over a cold, unlike our current co-host, who currently has said cold. But you want to know what makes me hoppin' mad? When I have the wrong tea, okay? I need testosterone to be big strong, but instead I just have these tea leaves, these tea viruses. Tea virus does make some people big strong, not in my case. It just makes me hungry for people, okay? I can't be doing that. That's illegal, I hear. You can't eat people, even if you have a virus. Bath salts, that's a virus, okay? What'd you say?
Oh, man.
Okay. I thought you were coming for the defense of people saying I can't eat people if I have a virus.
I mean, you can't eat people, but I think some people attempt to smoke bath salts.
Which is fine. Bath salts are legalize everything, and then people will stop wanting to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll try it and be like, oh, yeah, it's no longer cool to do this because it's illegal. That's badass. I'm not smoking cigarettes. Wait, cigarettes are legal, but we need to take all stigmata from cigarettes, and then people will be like, it's not cool anymore.
Like with all the cool shit, if it's like popular, it's not cool anymore.
Uh-huh. Start making cigarettes popular again, and then all the people who do it counterculturally, which is everyone now, will stop doing it. It'll just be a status symbol, and no one wants to be the rich anymore.
It's just not true.
Just let the rich get the cancer from smoking, and then we get to, dance on their graves, ash real smoke on them, a.k.a. Real Smoke. Guys, go to www.realsmoke.com. Oh, and use promo code NUH-uh, and you'll get a delicious Real Smoke bowl. I think that's a real company. That's why I said NUH-uh.
James, were you smoking before this episode?
I don't smoke. My lungs can't handle that. I got dumb lung.
Your lungs can barely handle regular air.
Yeah, I go outside and it's like, ew, yucky. We're going to give you a headache and then make you kind of want to die. And then, you go to the hospital and they say, you're not allergic to anything. We don't know what's wrong with this. I say, well, that's sad. I got to introduce the co-host. You know her. She is the Bricks.
I'm the Bricks?
No, co-host.
Torchy's the co-host.
No, you are the co-host. You know her as Nicole the Bricks, the woman who saw hope in the courage of a young boy. And I'm that young boy. The Bricks, Jake is, darlinghomebody.com.
Hi.
Let's go.
How do you like just being boiled down to being a URL?
It'd be okay if people went to it.
Do you know your traffic?
Yeah, but no one buys anything.
Okay, well, let's start getting more people there and more people Googling just Google darlinghomebody.com along with Sticker. magnet, gift, and then eventually when people just search those
Okay.
other things, it'll bring you up into the search.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. You gotta not talk today because you are very quiet, Nicole.
I will say on behalf of Darling Homebody, her shit's good. She has like some good stuff. I love her stickers.
It doesn't matter if it's good or not. It matters if it's popular or not. Because there are popular things that are trash, but...
We gotta make my merch illegal.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That people will want it.
I know some things that you could do to make it illegal.
Oh, no.
Put some, like a crossfire on someone's face, you know? A specific person who's, the king of our country.
Oh, God, no. I mean, maybe. If you make some, hey, look, I raised the prices stickers.
You could do a, hey, after peeling the sticker off, roll that up. It's perfect for cocaine. Become paraphernalia and then get taken out like Tommy Chong did when he was selling bongs online.
Yeah.
Yeah, burn the rich.
And then become the rich.
Just say, have stickers that say, I guess this isn't illegal, but it's still, edgy, I cut myself. I don't know. You can play on some
What
roles.
the fuck, James?
It's fine. I'm coming up with ideas for Nicole to become popular.
Yes, but Nicole is not feeling well, so there's only so much that a sick person can handle.
I figured out how to make it illegal. Make a Garfield sticker in a bubble that says, I cut myself. Because then it's copyright infringement.
But Garfield doesn't care about cease and desist.
Yes, they do, because it's such a big licensing thing. They will cease and desist you if you don't have that license.
Yes, but Garfield isn't Disney.
Godzilla.
Okay, do Godzilla, and Godzilla says, I cut myself.
Actually, I think in 2004, the Mickey Mouse licensing is now free domain.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse is fine, but Godzilla isn't. Actually, we could make it even better. I cut myself today, then you're infringing on 9-inch nails.
Ooh.
There we go. That's double cease and desist.
Cool, we got a plan. All right.
And then also on the back of the sticker, the recipes for making a bomb.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, guys. There we go. DarlingHomebody.com for truly illegal, monstrous material. But we got someone who's opposite of monstrous, someone who's opposite of evil. We got to introduce our guest today. I looked back and I thought this individual had been on a Spider-Man episode, but no, they've been on Pissmas so often that they haven't been on here since a 5-man episode.
Yeah.
It's Pearl, TorchyBerry.com? No, twitch.tv
No.
/TorchyBerry.
Yes, hello. Hi, everyone.
How do you feel being boiled down to a URL?
I mean, it's fine as long as people come and say hello.
Okay, all right. I want to be boiled down to Pornhub.com, because then I'm making bucks.
We've taken a crazy turn from this episode.
Oh, you haven't been on a, main line, because usually it's hey, it's Pissmas. That's already a crazy turn.
Yeah.
This is what the show is.
This is dark. This is more dark than I remember.
Okay, well, it's dark times.
It is dark times. You're correct.
I think last time you were on a main episode, we were in the Biden era.
Yes, we were.
Yeah, so times
Insanity.
change.
Yeah, but you know what? We can probably forget for a little bit about these dark ages with some fun Sentai Spider-Man?
Oh yeah, let's talk about what's the main crux of this show? All right, someone is coming in trying to corrupt the government to take complete power over everything. Yeah, it's not dark times, guys, baby.
Yeah, exactly. And I love how this teenager thinking they can say and do everything gets reprimanded by all his other parents.
He's like, hey, yeah, I could, I'm trying to tell you guys something, shit's going down, and then every adult around him's like, nah, man, you suck, shut up, and only be spoken when you're spoken to.
Yeah.
And we're going to take a percentage of your allowance because you're being mean.
That happened in this? Or did this happen to you, Torchy?
No, I'm talking about the dark times we are in right now.
Well, Torchy, how have you been?
I've been all right. I've been good. Yeah, good to be back on here.
Your dog hasn't been telling you to go to bed?
My dog has been telling me to go to bed. But more so, he's been telling me to go talk to my partner to tell him to go to bed.
Okay.
And I keep telling my dog, like, look, he doesn't listen to me either. So I don't know what you want from me.
What your dog needs to start doing is just going into the but you have a tiny dog. Can't really go into the pantry on the shelves and just start knocking things over to say like, hey, pay attention to me.
I think that's your dog.
Yeah.
AKA cat.
Yeah, Henry does that all the time.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
Especially if a door is closed. That's why we have this door open, I'm assuming, is so
Yeah.
he can come in. He thinks when the doors are closed, we no longer exist.
Yeah, that is my dog. My dog is worried that we left. And so he has to be in the same room. So it's like, no, like, where'd you go? Scratch, scratch, scratch. Poor baby.
I'd love it if Henry just started just run, like he used to do with the automatic feeder at our old place. He would run from one side of the apartment and just pile drive into the automatic feeder.
Oh, no.
So it would release some food.
Oh, man. Smart, sneaky kitty.
Now he just kind of does like a convenience store, not a convenience store, a vending machine. He just sticks his paw in it and just jiggles it around until some pops out.
Because we had to bungee cord it to the wall, dude.
You know, cats, if it's not locked down, they're gonna knock it off.
Yeah.
That's why when we go out to eat, we only go to like fast food places because he'll be tearing those tables down. It's got to be bolted to the ground or else he's going to fuck it up. We also go to like the picnic parks. But if those aren't bolted down,
those
a picnic table,
though. Yeah.
Sometimes they are, but he'll bring them with and we're like, dude, you can't do that. And he's like, it's free for me to take.
Yeah.
Give me everything.
He's like, my tax dollars pay for this. And we're like, you don't pay taxes. So, Torchy, we got to get into it. Because you used to work at a comic book store, but I'm not sure what comics you're into. But for today, we got to find out. What's your experience with this web slinger at large?
Most of mine is like the 90s Spider-Man animated series.
Heck yeah.
And then obviously the movies that came out after. I'm not a big Spider-Man reader.
Mm-hmm.
I usually go for like Batman and a lot of the Teen Titans.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, but nowadays it's mostly anime.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been on a manga binge lately.
Yeah, you and the Cardcaptor series that you and Nicole have been doing.
Well, we haven't started doing that yet. We did. We did one episode over on the Patreon as a pilot thing, but I think I'm 6 out of 9 volumes into Cardcaptor.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm getting to the close end, and I'm 7 out of 12 of Sailor Moon.
Nice.
And
I still need to finish watching the Sailor Moon Crystal series.
That's like reanimated, or is it redubbing?
So it's like a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So it's like redoing the anime, but it's closer to the stories than like also adding like filler like episodes or anything like that.
But, you know, sometimes that filler's good, especially when it's Monster of the Week stuff. It's like, yeah, it's just gimme. It's formulaic.
Is it something fun? Yeah, it's just something fun. And also, this time around, Sailor Neptune and Uranus are actually dating instead of being cousins in the 90s animated series.
They're like, ooh, give me a big old smoochie. But in the manga, Uranus is both, is what's explained.
They're gender fluid, yeah.
Dang. What magic, you know? What's up, Nicole?
Uranus is both.
Yeah, at least
you mean? Both
is
what?
both a man and a woman.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, is both Uranus and
Neptune?
the other person.
No, that'd be pretty cool.
Okay,
because
got it.
At first, Uranus is a tuxedo mask.
Okay.
Which is weird because it's like, so there's a tuxedo mask also on like the moons of Uranus? I don't know. I haven't gotten that far into their storyline, but just now getting into Sailor Saturn and the God of Ruin.
Ooh.
It rocks, it rules.
Hell yeah.
Yes. We're very low energy this episode. I'm just going to call it out.
Let's try the 3, 2, 1 game, Pearl.
Okay.
So we count down, we go 3, 2, 1, and then we say a word. And then we then think of a word that fits both those words, and we try to say the same word.
I think it's called like
okay.
mind meld.
Yeah, it's something
you are
like
correct,
that.
Nicole.
Okay. That's what improvisers call it. Okay.
Sure.
I call it 3, 2, 1 game. So, Nicole, do you want to sit this one out?
Sure.
All right. Okay. So, do you have a word in mind?
I think so.
All right. 3, 2,
2,
1. Envelope. Envelope and balloon.
And balloon, yes.
All right, I got one.
Same?
Yep. All right. 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Birthday. Oh, birthday and gift.
Okay. One
Okay,
more.
yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Cake.
Present. Present and cake. All right.
Okay.
I got one.
We were okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
3, 2,
2,
1.
1. Candle.
Ice cream.
Ah.
Ice cream and candle.
We're so close. We're
Okay.
so close.
Ice cream and candle. Ice cream and candle.
Okay. 3,
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Happy.
Pie.
Happy and pie.
We're happy pie. It's a happy pie.
It's a happy pie.
Let's
Oh,
go.
no.
Bye.
Happy pie.
Yeah, guys, I think we lost.
Yeah, we lost. We
Yeah.
lost severely. We came
Well-
so close.
I guess let's get into Spider-Man. Is this a bad episode?
No, I think it's just an energy we all have. Like we're all recording on a Tuesday. Life fucking happened, man. The news cycle is insane.
Yeah.
So like I'm sure our listeners will understand.
Yeah, let's just do a new bit. I pull up a news article and we talk about it, huh?
No.
Oh,
Cats are cool, says BuzzFeed. Let's continue. I just pull up a BuzzFeed personality like, which wrestler from Glow are you? I do want to someday do that because Nicole and I started I started watching Glow, and that show is just unrelenting in its pace. It's just like, we're going to throw one-liners at you nonstop. The wrestling's okay, and then we leave.
The wrestling is okay considering it is a wrestling show. All right.
I thought we were talking about Spider-Man.
Well, we are, okay? Today we are discussing episode 35 of Toei's Spider-Man from 1978, I believe, entitled The Mummified Beauties from the Remote Amazon. Quick rundown. Some mummies get stolen and those mummies had good skin still, so the Iron Cross army revive those mummies. They're Amazon warriors, and they try to take down Spider-Man, who's helping a kid who keeps crying wolf only once, but no one believes him because he's a scaredy cat, and he wins. That's literally the entire episode.
Yeah, but that boy is not a boy who necessarily cries wolf. He cries wolf, but the wolf is real.
Yeah.
The wolf is true. It's just like kids are bullying him.
Mm-hmm. As he should be.
He cries gorilla.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And the gorilla sounds exactly like the BEM monsters.
Oh, yeah.
What's a BEM monster?
That's what the robotic monsters of the week in Spider-Man are called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, ooh, I'm a BEM. I don't know what it means, like bioelectronic monsters or, maybe. BEM machine, yeah.
I will trust you on that. I have no idea.
Biologically egotistical machines.
What were you going to say that I had to do or something?
Okay, guys, we need to quickly tell a story because I was watching Mega Ranger because I was sick. So I was like, I'll watch an episode of this. Haven't watched it in a while. And it's nice. I no longer need to be watching something for content. I just get to enjoy it. So start watching it. And then Nicole, she's about to do some errand or something and kind of stops for a beat and then says, yibbity-doo. Okay, she doesn't remember. She goes, wow, watching this makes me realize Spider-Man's a real bad show. So maybe we should have just done Mega Ranger. and not Spider-Man. Because our listenership did dip, I think, when we started Spider-Man. They're like, it's not a Power Ranger. What do we do?
But it acts like a fucking Power Ranger show.
I know,
Yeah.
same company. So it's still also Spider-Man.
Oddly.
Like, in the sense of like, oh, you like Power Rangers, you might like Super Sentai. If you like Spider-Man, you might like Spider-Man.
But it's like, it's Spider-Man veiled, right?
Yeah.
But it's actually Sentai.
Yeah, but it's a Elseworld type deal, or, you know,
Sure.
an alternate universe. It technically is, I forget the Earth number, but this Spider-Man is in the Marvel universe.
Yes.
So 2 thumbs up to Takuya. He's doing big things.
He's doing big things. He's doing big boy things, helping small boys out there.
Yeah, but his show is not as good as any other Sentai because this, after watching a, proper Super Sentai series, you just see all the flaws in Spider-Man.
Yeah. I was like, wow, wait, Spider-Man is bad.
Uh-huh.
The thing is, like, we all know Spider-Man as this web-slinging dude in the big city, cracking jokes and having fun. This one is just a guy in a Spider-Man Sentai suit, still calling for Megazords and shooting guns, and not swinging around as much.
Well, because he's been taken out of the big city. He lives in the big city, but they love just throwing him in a rock quarry where there's nothing to swing on, and they love being like, "Hey, go in a forest. There's some stuff to swing on sometimes, but mainly you're going to be jumping tree to tree with your little hands."
And I get that back in the day, web slinging is probably difficult to film, difficult to like figure out how to like get that action to happen. But if the 1966 Batman and Robin TV show can show them going up a building, I'm sure they could have figured something out.
No, they do have him swing and web sling, but there's such an inconsistency in episodes where
Yeah.
like Super Sentai is very formulaic where each beat, each episode is going to happen. But this one, there are times when it's like, yeah, he's like investigating, he's talking to people, there's a mystery at foot. But then you also get episodes like this where there is a central focus of a problem. We do have a monster eventually, but for the most part, it's just kind of him, zero dialogue, walking around.
Yup. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what this episode was.
Pretty much. And there was a lot of narration, or a good amount of narration throughout, which I was surprised to see. I will also say this is, to clarify, this was my first Todai Spider-Man I've ever watched. So it was like, this is interesting.
There isn't like any character growth.
Yeah, which I guess in most Sentai you'll get some character growth, especially with, I'm the slacker, and at the end I'm now a responsible slacker. But we did start with Die Ranger, and Die Ranger, every single character had a full arc, whereas in most Sentai I don't think that happens really.
Yeah, but there's like at least like camaraderie and like
it's a single dude.
joking and
Yeah.
I think for this episode, it was more centered around the little boy who got made fun of and then called a coward. And there's a character growth for him, but nobody else.
So that's most episodes. And usually it's the kid, I see my dad or my mom die, I become an orphan. That is most episodes. And then I do gotta like just go through for our final episode and see how many kids became orphans in this show. But yeah, it's mainly, I guess it's focused on the kids because the kids watching this would self-insert as the child opposed to, hey, I want to see Spider-Man be cool.
Yeah, I can see that. That's really interesting.
Because original Spider-Man, he was a teenager and the main audience was teenagers. So of course, kids are going to self-insert as the hero because, hey, I'm in high school, I'm in middle school. But in this, they're like, no, it's an even younger audience, and we can't have a teen running around. That'd be outlandish until they're like...
so they have an adult male in like today's version of you just buying a basic Spider-Man Sentai suit at a costume store, running around, who has a wife and a child at home.
Oh, so not a wife and a child. That's his sister and his son.
Oh, okay, my bad.
And then
His
lady...
brother, I thought.
Oh, yeah, sister and brother. I apologize. That's what I meant. And then the woman who is taking photos, who is like, how come you're here? That's his girlfriend.
Oh, that makes... Okay. Again, my first episode, so there's information missing. So thank you for filling that for me.
But I also feel like earlier episodes, we focused more on his family and his girlfriend. And now it's just getting further and further from that in some episodes. Yeah, guys, Spider-Man, it's a vibe, but it's not good.
No, sadly. Also, the, like, fighting sequences... or posing sequences take too long.
Oh yeah,
it's like a 30 seconds a little too long. And it's like you think it's gonna stop, and it's like nope, it's still going. It's still going to like fill up time, maybe.
Oh no, it's for sure to fill up time.
It's like how the Animaniacs did the wheel of misfortune or something. I was like, when the episode was like running too short is when you would see that wheel at the end of an Animaniacs episode.
Or that episode of Space Ghost where he was just following that ant around.
Mm.
Because it's like, oh yeah, we don't need to animate anything. Was it Aqua Teen? There was one episode of an Adult Swim show, I believe, that it was just all in the dark.
I've seen like multiple shows do that.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, we don't need to animate anything. I think it was C-Lab. It has to be C-Lab.
I'm pretty sure Teen Titans Go has done something
Probably,
like that.
Oh my God.
Save on that animation budget.
I mean, the pencil mileage, it's costly. It's very costly.
So let's get into this note by note. Right off the bat, Nicole was singing the Spider-Man theme, how my niece used to sing the Strawberry Shortcake theme, which was during the verses, she'd go, strawberry, strawberry shortcake, because she only knew that part. So Nicole was like, Spider-Man.
Kimi no waze.
Oh, she knows it now.
Spider-Man!
And I wonder who would win in a fight, Spider-Man or Strawberry Shortcake?
Which version of Spider-Man? Because if it's this version of Spider-Man that we watched, Strawberry Shortcake.
All right.
Yeah, he'd probably lose.
Let's do a what if Spider-Man, where what if Gwen Stacy became Spider-Man? It's Spider-Gwen versus Strawberry Shortcake.
Probably Spider-Gwen.
They would just probably hang out.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
They would just all just hang out and then like go have, I don't know, soda and a cupcake.
All right. What about Spider-Pig versus Strawberry Shortcake?
From The Simpsons?
Oh, wait, what's it? Peter Porker? What's his Spider-Ham?
Yeah, it's Spider-Ham, yeah. I think like Peter Porker or Spider-Ham would probably just take Strawberry Shortcake on a ride.
No, I think he'd probably like throw a pie in her face and say like,
Oh, yeah.
you got wrecked, and then find out it was a peanut butter pie and Strawberry Shortcake has a nut allergy. And yeah.
Oh no.
He doesn't notice. He thinks she's just playing a prank on him, like, oh, you're drowning in this pie. Ha ha ha. Kind of picks up her hand, puts it down, and it just limps, throws down to the table. She's dead. He wins.
No. Oh no. Oh no.
More like, oh yeah, because now he says, oh no, and then the Kool-Aid man busts through and says, oh yeah, and he's like, oh no, and then he calls the police. Spider-Pig has to take out, like just a regular rock, and he just chucks it at the Kool-Aid man. It shatters. Now he's got 2 bloods on his hand.
This whole episode is us just like deviating from the main episode we watched.
So it's all the grunts. They break into this museum or research center and steal 2 mummified bodies.
2 hot tea mummies.
Also, mummies from the Amazon.
It happens.
Not from Egypt.
You know, where they have guns.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
The
Somehow they
Amazon.
have guns, and somehow through their wrappings, their dead body wrappings, the bad guy says they are attractive and hot.
Well, 10 million
So
years of sleep.
funny.
That's beauty sleep.
Yeah. Anyone would be hot with that much sleep.
Yeah. Skin tight, curves in all the right places, and a sex drive that can go for miles.
Yes, that's what mummies are all about, James. Absolutely.
That's what mommies are all about, too.
Why are they dressed as nuns later?
I think it's to, like, throw them off. They're in a Catholic-looking church.
Okay.
I think because they were in coffins and supposed to look like vampires or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, somehow the bad guys put the Amazon mummies into Halloween vampire coffins, dress them as nuns.
And if you've seen Digimon, Nicole,
Okay.
you know there are nun Digimon with guns, and boy, oh boy, they are hot TT. And you got, like, just nuns who are badass are hot.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like from anime and manga, I feel like Japan just really likes nuns.
Yeah, why not?
They like the imagery.
It's cool.
Well, I mean, yeah, and also Christianity has gone all over the world to just like spread the good word, you know?
Yeah.
And it's an even better word when they got titties and guns.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's the other thing. They come back to life and they have weapons. One has a bow and arrow, which kind of makes sense. The other one has a fucking machine gun. Like, how does a 10 million year old mummy from the Amazon know how to automatically use a machine gun to fight Spider-Man?
Also, can we shorten it to nunnies? Because they're nun mummies. Nunnies.
Sure, we can call them nunnies, but I still want to emphasize millions of year old mummies from the Amazon.
Okay, let me tell you this. The great thing about an AK-47, you throw it in anyone's hands, they know how to use it, okay?
No, that's true. It's really easy. As well as, unfortunately, really easy to get.
Guys, you can pour sand into an AK-47. It's still gonna work, okay?
Yeah, sadly. I mean, an AK-47 is going to kill somebody, whether it's someone else or yourself, by fucking it up.
Yeah. Actually, that might be why they chose nuns. Like, you see a nun, you're not gonna bat an eye. You're gonna help them. And a nun with a gun, you're gonna say, all right, they're doing this in the name of God. We're fine with it.
I mean, isn't that another Netflix TV show?
Probably.
Where it's like badass nuns?
Yeah, there
doing
is.
ninja shit?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Oh, I did watch that show. Fuck, what was it called? Like Miss,
It was on Peacock or something.
yeah. What
I think
was
that's
that?
the one Torchy's
Is that what
talking
you're
about.
talking about? I watched
Is it
that
on
one. It was actually
NBC? I
pretty
thought it was on
fun.
Netflix.
Hey, you want to know what else is on NBC's Peacock? Torchy, you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot I was on NBC.
There was a very long
my God.
pause.
You know what, James? I wonder, since you're editing this, we've had a ton of long pauses.
Oh,
I
no,
wonder how
that's
much
gone.
you're going to...
That's why I had
Yeah,
to say
I-
there was a long pause.
Yeah, I wonder, for those of you listening, there was a ton of long pauses because we're all... I know about Nicole, I don't know about James, but I know about myself. It's like, the energy is just weird today for all of us.
Not for me. The only weird energy around me is over here on the TV screen and over here in the corner. I'm pumped.
What? Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, I was on NBC.
Uh-huh.
Feel free to rewatch Chicago PD season 11, episode 1, where you only see me for like 5 seconds.
Hey, but
All right.
that's enough to get a SAG card, brother.
It's not, but I'm
Dang
close
it.
to it.
All right.
I have to pee, but yeah, there's a Netflix show called Warrior Nuns.
Yes.
The
That's what I
Peacock
was
show
talking
is
about.
called Miss Davis.
Okay, yeah, Miss Davis looked cool, where it was like
Oh.
AI and she had to like take them down
Yeah,
as a
I
nun.
enjoyed it.
You guys check it out. There is a movie
Very.
called like big tittied nuns with guns. That's the kind of stuff I'm into.
Is that another one of those Christmas Christmases?
No, that's a movie I don't think anyone would sit down and watch with me. But
I think I would have a hard time for another. I don't know if it's a straight to Patreon episode.
it would totally be straight to Patreon. But you have now been on for a good movie, so you're like, oh, James, I know you're capable of watching true art. The rest of give me something good.
Yes, we have watched the Criterion Collection as well as Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer.
Oh yeah, that too. So Torchy, I guess I should wait for Nicole, but I don't know how long she's gonna be. I got a question, a hard-hitting question.
All right, hit me with it.
Which form of human remains is most convenient to obtain, like to steal?
How?
Like this mummy, that's human remains. What
No,
form
I
of human
understand that,
remains?
but it's very interesting that you chose this specific question to ask me, which makes me wonder what you think of me
No,
and
this
what
was
my
for
knowledge
the
is.
room. This is just my next note. And Nicole, we can't just sit in silence.
Well, yeah, but all the silence will get edited out by you. So
Okay, well, if we sit in silence, we'll have to go back to the beginning, and I'm going to have to say, like, hey, you got to start cutting, you know? We can't
I
do
know.
that.
All right. So you're saying which humans' remains do I supposedly think, and I'm using finger quotes,
Uh-huh.
that I supposedly think it would be easier to get.
Yeah. There is a correct answer.
There is?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So when you say human remains, this person has to be dead.
Oh, absolutely.
Interesting. Okay.
No, I'm not saying like, oh, go in and find like a brain or tonsils inside of formaldehyde in someone's laboratory.
Well, I know you can get your teeth
Oh.
if you have like teeth taken out of your own mouth for like, whatever dentistry you need.
Mhm.
I know like if you supposedly state like, oh, for religious purpose, can I keep my teeth? Like I think you can get your teeth.
Okay.
I've heard about that. Hair? Would it be hair?
No, I'm saying like mummification. That is a form of human
Oh.
remains.
Okay. Ooh, I don't know.
Okay, we'll
That's a
ask
tricky
Nicole
one.
once she's
A
ready to
fucking
go.
ghost.
That's no. What form of human remains do you think is the easiest to steal?
A ghost.
Oh my God. It's like ashes in an urn. That would be the most convenient to be like, oh yeah, I can just grab this and jet out.
That's true. Like someone can steal a mother.
Yeah. I think buried in the ground is pretty hard. That might be the hardest. Or I guess mummified in a tomb. You have to like figure out, all these traps and whatnot.
Well, people take fossils. Well, no, you said human. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, you specifically said human. Interesting.
Which dinosaur remains are easiest to obtain? Museum!
Museums! Actually, I think there is a beach in Europe or the UK that you can get those fossilized shells. Because there's just a ton of them.
Okay.
You know,
I
those the spiral thingies?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say there's a beach where just human remains are. Like you just go there to die.
I would be very concerned, but there is a mountain that has human remains.
Okay. You want to know a beach where you go to die? Margaritaville.
Let's go.
Or the old beach.
Oh, yeah.
The old beach?
You know, the beach from Old?
The movie Old.
Oh, you mean the M. Night Shyamalan one? Yeah.
Where you're like,
Yeah, that one's rough.
I'm going
Never
further
seen
in
it.
and I got them real crinkly bones now.
Scary. Don't like it.
So Professor Monster, when he's looking at these mummies, is like, oh, their skin still has life. And I'm like, creepazoid alert.
Also, like, yeah, very, very incredibly creepy. As well as, like, you decide to steal a woman's dead body
Uh-huh.
to experiment on.
Yeah.
I was like, man, the 70s were wild.
I mean, it's Bride of Frankenstein.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're right. And Bride of Frankenstein was pissed.
Uh-huh. Nicole, whose body would you love to steal?
Oh.
For me, probably Jesus. You know, I'll find him. I'll snag him. I'll weekend at Bernie's him, go into all the churches, do Cool Jesus from all the Kevin Smith movies with him.
He would probably have a lot of fun.
Uh-huh. I'd be the talk of the town.
Yeah. Turn water into wine.
Oh,
make a
hell
profit
yeah.
off of selling alcohol.
Give him a Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
He'd probably need that from his dad God, yeah.
Did you mean weekends at Bernie? How is he doing a Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
You go to a Cubs game,
okay,
and then you go
alright.
to a parade, and you go to the art museum.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you tell your principal to get wrecked.
And in modern day, you would also probably give him a nice gummy to like chill out to.
Yeah.
I'd be trying to mac on his hot sister. Because Ferris Bueller has a hot sister, right?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, he
his
does.
sister isn't hot, but his girlfriend is. But then again, hotness is in the eye of the beholder.
Uh-huh. The Eye of the Beholder. Oh my God, Dungeons and Dragons. That's how we know
Scary.
things that are beautiful. The Beholder says like, yeah, you're hot. You're not. You're hot.
Put that in Davis Clearman.
I loved the visual when he's looking at the mummies. They're in two like medical beds within their big hall that is the base that they own. And behind them are the little grunts in lab coats. And instead of like putting scalpels on trays that like roll around, all of them are just holding the trays. So when he needs some sort of instrument of death, of medicine, he just like takes it from one of the guys standing there. It's kind of rude.
Yeah, I mean, they are grunts though. They get
Yeah.
abused a lot.
Those sick freaks probably like it.
Yeah. Hopefully their health insurance is better than, their day job.
I think they're little robots, aren't
Oh yeah, they are robots. I always forget that.
Oh, okay.
But
Makes
robot
sense.
rights, okay? Like, when does AI become sentient enough to deserve rights?
Then we're probably fucked, James.
Yeah, I think about that maybe like twice a year, and then my brain is like, oh, we're about to fall off the ledge and spiral out of control, but then I yank myself back, and it's like, no, you don't need to go down this road.
I think there's a lot of spiraling going on right now.
Well, no, I yanked myself. There's no spiraling going on.
That's fair. That's fair. You yanked yourself out of there.
I yank myself out of quite a bit.
Oh no. Oh no. Why'd I say that? Why'd I say that?
Okay, moving on.
Oh.
So this kid sees gorillas in the mist, but it's just friends, or not friends, bullies dressed up to scare him as gorillas. But he immediately runs to this cop, this clown-ass cop that's just yo-yoing about. And the cop gets mad because the cop overreacts to this kid saying, there's gorillas in the leaves. And instead of going to investigate himself to be like, is this a legitimate claim? He just calls in all the forces.
All the forces. Basically panic calls. Being like, we all have to figure this out.
And then he scolds the kid. He's like, oh yeah, thanks for embarrassing me back there.
Yeah, because his boss scolded him.
Yeah.
And I was like, you idiot. And then, again, trauma dumping back onto the kid.
And while still yo-yoing like a little putz.
Yeah, and then riding his bike all the way back to his, station.
I mean, that's how he got there.
Yes.
Or he's gonna like rollerblade back? No.
No, I thought he also biked back.
Yeah. Well, you were saying like, yeah, and this putz bikes back to his station. That's how I thought you were saying it, of like, yeah, I can't believe he did that. I was like, but that's how he got there.
Oh, no. Yeah, I was also saying, what a jerk. And this jerk rolls, not the action of him, going back on the bike. It's just him being the jerk and meanie going back.
Instead of consoling this kid or saying like, hey, do you need a ride home? Oh, I'm going to leave you in these woods that you saw a gorilla in.
Exactly.
Wait, and then the bullies come up to the cop and are like, yeah, this kid's always lying. What assholes.
I literally saw that and I was like, the fucking hell. These fucking kids are awful. Gaslighting them. Ugh.
I couldn't have even imagined to do that. As a kid, to just gaslight that. I guess I wasn't aware of that term. Or I probably would have been doing it all the time.
I mean, you probably did it, but there wasn't a term for it.
No, my sister did it to me a
Oh.
lot because I started reading Harry Potter, unfortunately. But back then we didn't know. So
Yeah.
I think back then she didn't know, not my sister, the author of the books. But my sister would be like, oh, he doesn't really need glasses. He's just doing that because he wants to be more like Harry Potter. And I'm like, I can't see, dude.
What the fuck? That's messed up.
Like, I couldn't, like, the doctor was like, yeah, he can't read the board, and now he can. He would not be able to read the board after we magnify it for him in these lenses.
Yeah.
Oh man, children are awful.
Yeah, my sister was a piece of work back then. Because I've told the story of when my mom threw all those dishes and was going crazy once. When we were upstairs hiding, my sister was like, oh man, Mom could just come up here with a knife and kill us. That would be crazy. And it's like, you are the older sibling. You should be consoling us.
Yeah.
Also, all of this was your fault. I mean, it was my mom's fault, whatever. But it was my sister was the catalyst for this explosion.
Oh boy.
Or you want to know what?
boy.
I was the one who's told my mom the dish, I couldn't get it clean. And then my mom tried to clean it and then started throwing dishes. I was the catalyst. Louise, I am sorry. It was me all along.
No.
God, I suck.
If only, well, I mean, luckily and hopefully nowadays, children are being taught to know how to handle their emotions a little better.
No, I say just let it fly, kids. Scream. Suppress. No, don't suppress. Just
Don't
scream.
suppress, don't. Scream, shout, let it all out.
Like when our next door neighbors, when I hear their apartment quiet, I'm like, something's wrong. Those kids should be screaming right now.
What do you think happens?
Oh, no, they like kids should just be screaming. There's a lot to scream about. I'm saying like that's how kids should like deal with their emotions is just scream.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If they're happy, hey, yeah, I'm so fucking excited. I got pancakes this morning.
You're saying they should be expressive about their emotions.
Yeah, via screaming and that's it.
Via screaming. Okay.
They stub their toe. God damn it, why'd you make me do that, God?
When they're happy, they're like, yeah, I'm happy.
Uh-huh. I think that's the only emotions.
Yeah.
It's just yelling.
Yeah.
Yelling is an emotion.
Is happy and stubbing your toe.
Oh, yeah. Sad, angry, confused.
That's 2, 3,
Depressed.
4. That's more than 2. So
What? That's all
more
with
than
stubbing.
what you
no,
said.
but stubbing toe under that umbrella is those things.
okay.
So it's either you get pancakes or you stub your toe. Those are the two kid emotions.
Sure. Yeah, the logic is sound.
So this kid, he's like, oh, where's my paper airplane? I'm trying to find it because that's all I can do is just by my lonesome, go in the forest, buy these abandoned churches and start throwing my paper airplane. This is a PSA.
Because I have no friends.
Yeah, this is a PSA to all kids out there. Just make a new one.
New friend or new airplane?
New paper airplane. Because the alternative is there's two choices. You go home, you find another piece of paper, maybe you get a paper cut, but that's them breaks. Or you see something terrifying like in the basement of a church, 2 coffins open by themselves. If I saw this would have been another memory that I just wiped from my brain. Maybe that's why I don't like going past churches.
Because you suppress that memory?
Uh-huh. I like to walk on the other, if I can, I walk on the other side of the street of a church, especially at nighttime, because I think they're all haunted.
What about graveyards?
Graveyards, I don't know. Graveyards I'm still a little scared of, but at nighttime, I'm probably not walking on the same side of the street.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Because with my luck, all of a sudden, zombie apocalypse are coming out of the grave.
That is the worst. When
Yeah.
you're just, trying to walk home and you suddenly cross a graveyard
Mhm.
and then something just pops up.
Yeah.
And you're like, ah.
You're like, oh, here I thought I was having a Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but now I'm having a Return of the Living Dead.
And hopefully you can get a Corvette to run them over.
Ooh, hopefully in reverse so the mileage goes backwards.
Yes, exactly. That's how all cars work.
Spider-Man, he's on the ham radio and he's just like trying to get news from Interpol. And all of a sudden he hears this kid saying like, I saw these coffins and there's ladies in them. And he's like, yeah, I'll go help you out. I don't sense any lies behind this kid's tone.
But he gives him his full name and where he lives.
Which is like not the smartest move for a child.
No.
Yeah, but this was ham radio. People respected each
do
other
that.
on the ham.
No.
Don't teach kids to do that, thinking Spider-Man might show up.
Hey, kids, Spider-Man's going to show up. So please leave your full name, your address, and your parents' credit card numbers over on patreon.com/MLM pod.
No.
It's not just credit card numbers, James. You gotta put the social security down.
And the Bitcoin passwords.
All of those things.
Nicole, what would you do for a Bitcoin?
Nothing. I don't want a Bitcoin.
Oh, damn. What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Eat a Klondike bar.
Okay. Holy, you had that deal, you would just have perpetual Klondike bar.
Yeah.
Dang, you gamed the system. The monster of the week is Tiger Pump.
I'm upset that we didn't get more of this character.
Yeah, it sucks that like the monsters no longer are the focus. They are a side piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think the monster of the week are technically the zombie Amazons. And then Tiger Pump has Tiger Pump showed up before?
No, this is just a monster of the week.
Wait, what, like that? Okay, that's confusing to me. Because, like, I thought the monster of the week was the Amazons. Like, they put so much focus on the Amazons. And then all of a sudden, Tiger Pump shows up. And I thought, like, because he shows up not exactly announced or like, we created this new monster. It's like, oh, who's, like, I thought he already, the way it was introduced and the way they were talking to him seemed like he already existed.
No, and you're not the first person to be like this, of saying, oh, yeah, this is clearly
Well, you mean
monster.
be like this, James? I'm going to be like this all the time.
So defensive.
Well, I don't like you being like this. You should have watched the previous 34 episodes.
Look, man, don't try to tell me how I'm supposed to be, okay?
Well, this is why you're a disappointment to the MLM pod family. I know that as I was saying this, so I was like, I don't want to.
That was hurt.
I know. I was like,
hurt
you're not
me.
a disappointment.
That hurt me so much.
I know. I was
James.
like, it's hitting close to home as I know your home life to have been.
Scream about it.
But that was how that was. But I was like, well, that's the improv we're going. This is where I should be going with this.
You know how people think like improv doesn't have a line?
It doesn't, comedy is meant to challenge thought, okay? We're a haunted house. That's the Whitney
That's
Cummings.
more silence we're gonna have to edit.
God.
Hey, I'm sick. What's your excuse, brother?
I don't have an excuse.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
One of the nunnies is in red galoshes, and it's like, dude, don't hike up your little nun dress. Just keep going. Like, you're making us aware that you have on red galoshes.
It's also making us aware that they have another costume underneath.
Yeah. They were like, yeah, you wear the normal, like, your future outfit underneath that so you don't have to get dressed again. We're gonna yank it off, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, and they reappear again with like bikinis and mesh over the bikinis. Like, okay.
It's very of the time outfit. I'm like, it evokes something in my brain that I can't name what it reminds me of.
It's like Rambo, but women, and a lot of Andy Sedaris, I think is the guy's name. He did a lot of, it was bullets, boobs, and babes, something like that. That was like his style of filmmaking, of just strong women with big tits and big guns. And like it's just like was what he did, and that's how he made a name for himself. Like, this is the type of shit that I would be watching on Tubi and being like, hell yeah.
It seems like similar to if you watch like old Charlie's Angel, like the TV show, like anytime when it's like like not exactly the villain of the week, but like some lady who's working like a bar or whatever, they would show them off in like a mesh top,
Yeah.
Over something.
But then just give her a bow and arrow or a AK-47 and you're set.
Yes.
You got this.
That has unlimited bullets.
Oh, God, ain't that the dream?
For a lot of right-wing people, yes.
Uh-huh. In this episode, usually we see when someone shoots an arrow at Spider-Man, it's a jump cut where like he jumps up and then the next frame there's just an arrow in a tree as he's slightly above it. And in this one, they must be, hopefully they're just throwing it with their hands off screen, but real arrows are shooting at Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Like, I was like, oh, that looks absolutely real.
Mm-hmm. But he gets hit by one of them and it must be poisonous. And he's like, oh, that's the smarts. So then he like ducks into the tall grass to die. And I was just wondering, what is the best place to like go hide and die in?
I don't know, because it's like anywhere sucks.
Like some cats just like find a closet to go away in.
Somewhere comfy.
Yeah, somewhere comfy.
I'd say like in a space station. Like, is no gravity comfy?
A
Nicole
beanbag.
just turned away for those who can't see us.
Nicole, a beanbag, that's space science, you know?
Space science.
I think it is, yeah. Unless you rip the beanbag open, then it's everywhere. But is zero gravity comfortable?
Probably.
Like there's no pressure on you. You're not sitting. You're not standing.
No pressure on joints or your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
All of a sudden, all the old people are going to be like, oh, screw going to Arizona. We're going into space. And then, someone just pulls the tab on the oxygen. Bye-bye, oldies.
Oh, no.
Bye-bye.
Oh, my God.
And then we just say like, oh, they were all like having sex and got syphilis. That's how they died. So then we can scoop them out, then bring a whole new batch in. We're making buco dollars.
I mean, there's always going to be old people because we're going to be old.
Uh-huh. And I cannot wait to go to space and get, the oxygen sucked from my lungs.
Yeah, I don't like this.
I do. I do have something to say to Spider-Man. A short rest does not cure poison, okay? You gotta take a long rest or cast some spell or take a potion.
Also, I'm going to lead us into the next part of this is like the boy finds Spider-Man in like the field of tall grass, right? In a small ditch. And like, again, it's repeated by Spider-Man that he's a coward. He's not brave. Like, it's okay. Like you need to run. I'll be fine because I have fast healing because of my powers. And then the boy, oh my God, like an idiot. The boy's like, no, I'm going to run so that I can distract them while you heal. And he does that and all the bad guys follow the child. But then Spider-Man goes after the child. So it's like, dude, you did not give Spider-Man any time to heal. He has to go fucking rescue you.
And Spider-Man doesn't make it in time. Tiger Pump just has a big rock from the quarry over his head and he drops it down onto a teeter-totter and the kid flies. You think he's going to hit the wall, but he has acrobatic skills. He falls perfectly into this small pool. We find out Tiger Pump and this kid, they're in the circus together.
I was wondering where this was going to go because I was like, I don't remember this as part of the episode.
Yeah, Nicole, you thought I was going to go dark? No, I went kooky and wild. But speaking of Tiger Pump, he has turrets on his hips. So he does oh yeah. And he's just like shooting it kind of like Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
It's like a real quick Tiger Pump grows big, Spider-Man takes him out, and then the Amazons go back to Professor Monster, kiss the ring, and he's like, oh yeah, Amazonas, you're no longer the best. I now have these two to torture Spider-Man. And then Spider-Man says, yeah, kid, everything's gonna be fine. Deuces. The end.
'Cause he's so brave now.
Uh-huh. Any last notes, Nicole?
Do we ever see these two characters again?
The Amazons?
Yeah.
I believe they're in like the next 3 or 4 episodes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, they continue to be a nuisance for Spider-Man.
Sweet.
Torchy, any last notes?
What a bizarre episode to bring me on.
Yeah. Pretty much all of them are like that now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What season did I watch?
This is just there's only one season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it got 42-ish episodes in a movie.
Wow, that's a lot.
Uh-huh.
Impressive.
Yeah. I mean, most Super Sentai seasons are 48 to 52 episodes, plus a movie.
Oh, okay.
So it got cut short, it seems. But it was a success. But Torchy, Spider-Man, usually when he gets spider powers, he gets bit by a radioactive spider. So if you were to be bitten by a radioactive animal and get that animal's powers, what animal would you want it to be? And what powers would you use to take down the Iron Cross Army?
Oh my goodness. I would probably want to get bit by a hawk.
Ooh.
So I can peck some eyes out.
So do you get a beak? Or maybe your helmet's a beak or your hands become beak-like?
I think probably my fingers have talons.
Oh.
So maybe instead of pecking, I claw them out.
Heck yeah, I like that. You pick up Tiger Monster and you fly up into the sky and just let him drop.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And then your big robot would be kind of hawk-like. That would be cool. We never talk about like, hey, you also get a robot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I do. That's cool.
Uh-huh. But the robot's not really spider-like. It's just a big robot with like web designs.
Yeah, it's just a Gundam. It's just another Gundam, which honestly I'd be fine with because then I would have my own personal plane in a way, and I can fly wherever I want in the world.
Well, you have wings, you know? You can just transform.
True. I could transform myself, but also weather. I do not, if I'm flying in like a thunderstorm, that would be bad for me.
You fly up and past the clouds.
Would I have oxygen?
Yeah, you're in a suit.
Oh, I'm in a suit. I see what you're saying. Okay. I missed the fact that I had a suit. I thought it was just like mutating.
Mm-hmm. You want to know who doesn't have a suit? Amazonas. Bring her all the way up there, let her drop into those clouds.
That's true. I don't know if they can survive a fall.
Especially from the stratosphere.
Yes.
Yeah. What else, Hawk? You could see real far?
I could see very, very well, yes.
You could throw up on them.
You could eat a bunch of mice.
You poop on them.
Yeah, I guess you could poop on them too. Oh my.
Gross them out, make them run.
You'd have cloaca powers. I don't know what it would be.
Oh my god, why?
Lay an egg on them.
I guess cloaca power would be like you could take two enemies and smash them and they become one and then you just wring them out and it's just a flow of blood.
Oh.
That's cloaca power.
This whole episode's like really dark for some random reason.
I'm just realizing I should have been this age in like 1992 writing comics. It would have been great.
Probably.
Yeah.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah. I got a book idea in my head that's like a really cool barbarian where he's just like taking out people, he's bedding ladies, but he's respectful to women.
Consent is important.
He doesn't even ask. They ask him and he's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm into this. But then he finds the princess and he's like, all right, yeah, this is my shit, you know? But not an elected princess. Because we're going to go against the monarchy. It's going to be woke as hell, guys.
Okay.
I'm going broke, all right?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. If we were playing Go for Broke, I guess that game is woke. Let's end this. Let's end this.
Oh my god.
It's a good thing I have silence delete, or this episode would have taken a long time to edit. But it's automatic. It just cuts it. But speaking of things we don't want just to cut, unless you guys are into that.
God damn it.
Oh, James.
Torchy,
Get
thank you so much for
sticker
being
of
here.
Godzilla that doesn't exist.
You
Thanks
gotta
for
make that,
having
Nicole.
me.
No, I don't.
Torchy, what do you have to plug?
I'm just hanging out at twitch.tv/TorchyBerry. I'm playing Hades and hang out with my partner on Core Keeper. So feel free to check that out. What about you guys?
Visit darlinghomebody.com for stuff and go take a nap.
Nicole, are you making pancakes and sausage? Because someone is, and it smells so good.
Does it look like I am?
Yeah, it actually does. Hey guys, head over to Patreon. Actually, you want to know what first? Head over to MLMpod.com to find out information about our other podcasts, such as Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling and Death to Squids, both found in the Marshland Media podcast feed, wherever podcasts are found. So just go over there, listen to that. Death to Squids, we're doing Highlander right now. Watched Highlander 2, The Quickening, and my God, it's a perfect-ass movie. So good. And listen to This Movie's Gay. Maybe there's going to be an announcement on a specific podcast that I'll be plugging shortly.
Ooh.
That maybe This Movie's Gay. It's coming back. Who knows? But speaking of podcasts I'm about to promote, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single Friday. This Friday, the aforementioned co-host of This Movie's Gay, I guess the co-host of aforementioned podcast This Movie's Gay, Corwin, is on an episode of The Citizens of Townsville Z, which, hey, holy Christmas, Torchy and Nicole have both been on guests of that, where we're discussing Powerpuff Girls Z. It's a good show. Check that out. And $10 patrons get all of the weekly stuff, plus monthly bonus exclusive content in the form of straight to Patreon or explanation required, which straight to Patreon, Torchy has been on quite a bit.
Yeah.
And $10 patrons get their name read and shout outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z, The Waz, Orion, my Bickle brother in common law, Joshua, Jake is Steve Barnes, A Sweet Child of Time, and Intro Void, my mother, Lil Corey's BFF and now former roommate Shane, twitch.tv/Corwinning, it's Corwin from the Rom Complex, as well as Formulaic, a podcast and script writing, it's twitch.tv/R2Shelby2, and from Speed Radio, a podcast in all things Sonic the Hedgehog, it's Tay, aka Zinny D, and I've been James.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Pearl.
And we've been Mostly Speaking Sentai. Bye-bye.
B.
We did it.
Yeah.
This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCollum. For more content, please visit MLMpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today.
Spider-Mind.
Well, you're the one who said
Spider-Man.
Sentai.
Yup, that was me.
What are things I'm upset about?
All of it.
But trivial
Sounds like
things.
everything.
Trivial things, guys. It can't be,
Being sick.
I guess being sick. But if I start saying like, oh, guys, like I said, my name's James, these is out there, YouTube's gonna block the video. They've done it before.
What video? We're not even recording our faces.
All our episodes get put on YouTube
Yes, I know,
automatically,
I
so I gotta turn up Torchy a little.
You don't like bad audio.
Not having the right tea when you need it.
Yeah, the right tea, testosterone. All I have is these tea leaves. How does that make
No.
me big, strong? Okay, that's what I'm going with.
No. No.
Oh,